Thank you. Yeah, sorry. I wanted to mingle with you guys just now. I just so many urgent emails and I had to respond because today we're the first lunch gathering, lunch fellowship, open to all. So we were busy to fellowshipping over there. Thanks for coming to this event. Thanks for allowing me to host you guys. Today, my name is Kenny. Thanks for not met all of you. Also, I love meeting new faces. So maybe the first slide. I just started this a month ago. Uh, um, with the blessing of YMCA, I'm able to form what I don't like this word, but when people ask me what I want to do, I say so Christian Community Center, and it's like your neighborhood ones that you go to. But actually, more than just that, my wife and I. Next slide, please. I think more than just that, we just don't want to be headquarters. Okay? But it's not just a community center for those activities, like this morning's fellowship and the daily morning quiet time that we have, but also a rally point and catalyst to try new ministry ideas. So in the last 30 days that I started this, I met so many people that has got a very missional mind, creative ideas. Yeah. Wow, so fast. Nice. Wow. Talk to them after. Talk to them after. Yeah, there's no join button, but you can come for all activities. Yeah, you just show up for some activity. I will start to announce on Facebook. I will announce some. But because many things are still in the works. So like we've got creating people prophetic art, we've got people who Bible study, we've got churches that want to use this as a youth hangout, we've got people who want to do creative things over here. So so it's a great experiment for us, for some of my community members, even the music events. Secular events we also do. Okay? It's a form of outreach, doesn't mean. But every single thing that we do must have an interactive portion and sharing the gospel. So even with the young couple that come and sing, young couple as the other day, not so young, so the couple that come and sing, they'll share their testimony not just be a blessing, but also to transform lives. So when you come in, okay, so who we look for? These are people that come and use the space. If you're one of them, you already have a current existing idea or a ministry that you're doing, or you'll try something new, okay, come here. The other day, a former vice principal of a school that came, she quit her job and she wanted to come here and do something in education in the youth. So I linked her up with people. One of the main motivations is that I used to be in the startup space, and so I was a poor officer with my boss, the tech officer that's trying to market this place for Block 31 at Ayer Rajah. And if you read the Spotlight article, it says that one of the things I found out is that when you put people in a close-knitted community, the ecosystem, especially people with the same similar vision, things can spark. Collaborations can spark, so connections made faster, things move much more efficiently. So I hope that with this space we can do that as well. So I've met quite a lot of people that's been able to help me along this journey. I'm not the only one doing this, so community partners will come and work together. Alright, so if you have heard the meaning of Kairos, you know in the Bible obviously it means the gospel like finding the divine act of God. But I found out that in Greek culture, there's two meanings. One is that when the traditional weaving loom, there's a shuttle that passes through. The person has to physically step onto the thing, open the threads, and then the loom goes through and go back and forth. If you open too early, too late, if you're not skillful enough, the whole thing will spoil. The yarn will start over again. But the one that speaks to me most is the Greek archer. In archery, you wait for that split moment to release an arrow, right? The angle, the wind condition, the type of arrow you use, the bow, the tension, and he only had a split second to release that arrow. And that spoke to me because I used to be in a men's ministry called Men on Target. Yeah, when I was doing this research, I think God was reminding me, am I still on target in this season of my life? Or am I not on target? Have I been missing the mark? You can show the next arrow, next slide, sorry. Okay, so many people identified this archery thing. There were 2 or 3 people who came from my midweek fellowship just now. They were also talking about archery. Okay, so next one. So have I been missing the mark? So my wife and I would like to do this to go back into the community and work with people who are like-minded to do interesting projects. Next one. So where's the application for us, for me at least, is that when is a Kairos moment in your life? Right? There is a decision action of window in a season where God presents an opportunity for you to act. A friend of mine came the other day and said that he recently came back from his church camp, and the pastor was saying that many of us have arrows in our quiver, and it's time to fire them, it's time to shoot them, but it still remains there. So it's time to think about, are we on target? Are we even taking out the arrows are made to be shot, not meant to stay in the quiver, right? You have to use it. So so the challenge for us is that maybe some of us have dreams, ideas, ministry needs to serve, needs to meet opportunities to work on. So but maybe we're not moving on it. So I pray that you guys have the Kairos movement as well, or window of season that you can act. When you come in just now, you see 2 trees. One's an olive tree, one olive tree, one is a sycamore fig tree. The olive tree, we all know, it signifies new beginnings, fresh beginnings, and the fig tree is from the Bible where Zacchaeus climbed the sycamore fig tree, and Jesus saw him and said, Zacchaeus, come down, I want to go to your house and eat with you. So that was a divine encounter that Zacchaeus had that transformed him. So what I'm saying is that my prayer is that when people come into this space, it's not just for activity, they will have a fresh encounter and step into a divine season in their lives. So I hope that you guys will come and participate. Daytime, this place is open. Nighttime is usually closed for events. Saturdays I'm open. What to say? I should just go to the next slide. There's some things that start coming. I want to show. What's going on? So there are a few things going on. I just put some first. So every morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., you guys can come here, especially those working in the city. Okay. This one came out from my own need. Years ago when I was working, I was not in CBD. My home church was in St. Andrews Cathedral. I was working in I was a civil engineer. Sometimes I want to have a quiet place to go to before I start work. Don't have. Right? Sometimes maybe I just have a major decision I make. I want to have someone to pray with me or sit quietly and seek the Lord. Don't have. Right? That's why I experienced burnout. So I told myself when I grow up, I will have a place like that where people from the city, you can come here to be a sanctuary in the city. Same thing, Midweek Dance Fellowship. We now play the 40-day Love Singapore devotional, right? So last time I remember when I was working in civil engineering, I was driving the construction site. You know where I had my 40-day devotional? I would go and find some secluded place and park there and then open my Bible and the 40-day journal and do my devotion in the car, right? Now you don't have to. Now you can come here and do it. I mentioned to give you some examples of some parent prayer group from opposite desks and Margaret. They also come here and use it for morning prayer as well. And there are several others. I just don't want to list them. Too many. The next slide will show you what's upcoming. Let me just. I think this is down there. Okay. So what's upcoming? Sorry. Yeah. I'll read it out for you. I won't read all. By the way, the day this couple, this is a young adults came and they just have a jamming session and just impromptu. So you guys can do that as well. It's the guitar is there. A spiritual music workshop by a good friend of mine. He's 82. You should see him. So energetic for life. I told him, next time when I'm your age, 80 something, I'd like to be as energetic, as joyful as you, still learning, still teaching, still impacting lives. Okay, so we are starting also. We're looking for ministry partners to outreach to students, marketplace professionals. I used to be a career coach, and I always tell my clients, I don't care if Christian or not Christian, you cannot be isolated. You need to come and meet people. So I have this place you can come meet. I got a friend who works around this area. She's doing ministry to special needs adults. My event is called "This Is My Story, This Is My Song." You can come and join. You can come and join, and there are also other opportunities you can participate as well. Some of the events are still in the works. Okay, so that's by my partners. Okay, so I just want to say, yeah. So this part is also quite important, so we are not a church. I say first, I'm also not backed by a church. Right? Only my pastor knows. Yeah, I know my pastor knows about this, and he's very supportive. But we're not church. He also did. It's not his thing. So every contribution you give goes to help go a long way, right? And support some of the programs that we are starting also. For example, I have a young adult that wants to start a ministry for creative professionals. I said, go ahead. You know, we need more people like that. Someone from the arts and entertainment scene also wants to use this place. And Wesley Church nearby, Wesley Church, right? So we want to use this as a neutral place to reach out to people. So whenever you ask people to go to church, I can say go first. Church I don't want. Right? So it's a neutral place. Yeah, so interesting people have come on board. I don't have time to share all of them. But if you find this place helpful, and you participate in some activities, and you think that you want to support our work, yeah, please support us. Or if not, then bring people here. Okay? Yeah. Thank you very much. I hand over to Thank you. Yes, good question. Any question? Yeah. How to mentor them? Okay, after that. Yeah. We haven't started any ministry for entrepreneurs.
What you did today. You started one today.
Yeah, it's becoming a There were a few entrepreneurs that came. They also shared interesting ideas. Yeah.
From tech ventures to retail, from startup to scale, entrepreneurs travel a lonely road. But our journey to create doesn't have to be alone. As faith-driven leaders, we are part of a vibrant community. The industry and address may look different, and yet our shared identity is firmly rooted in Christ. The good news? You don't have to hop on a plane to find this movement. It's wherever you are. This is especially true with our faith-driven entrepreneur groups. Gather with other like-minded business owners online or in person. Start with an 8-week foundation course. From there, continue meeting monthly. No cost, no catch, just connection. Already, thousands of entrepreneurs from nearly 100 different countries have connected with one another. Featuring dozens of episodes filmed around the world, video stories and teachings address issues common to faith-driven entrepreneurs. These groups give you time to share and discuss together, from our identity and our calling, to the ways we pursue excellence and steward what God has entrusted to us. Perhaps this is the first time you're in community with like-minded entrepreneurs. Or maybe this is quickly becoming a part of your journey. Wherever you are, others can meet you there. Be reminded that we're all connected to something bigger than any one person, business, or country. Faith-driven entrepreneur is made up of each one of us, and it is driven by all of us. Together, we're making the journey of entrepreneurs less lonely.
Thank you very much, Kenneth, and wonderful space we have here. It's great to see the turnout. Nice to see some familiar faces and also new faces. Welcome by. Over here we have a QR code, freshly launched. I didn't know also. It is our new website for our favorite community in Singapore. Right, so you can go there. It has the book, if you want the ebook for the favorite book. Today we're giving out books, right, Alex? 3 times.
Those who come 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times and above, you get a book, right? We have the WhatsApp group link over there, and then also the QR codes for our donations if you love to come and support us. This is entirely volunteer run, sometimes out of Anne's pocket, our pockets. We love to keep this going, and we just want to keep this going for the entrepreneurs, the community over here, right? So these are the monthlies from 10, 30, 50 to 100. 100 will get you a nice sponsor panel. What should I pay you? Gotta think like entrepreneur, right? Gotta think how to play.
So, how many of you play computer games? Okay, awesome. You know there's a cheat codes in computer games, right? So there's a cheat code here as well. If you get into any of this, you get the book straight away, on the spot. Or you have to come 3 times. We are happy with both, but you know, you can see the journey. This will super help us because we'll be able to secure food earlier, make sure the place is good, you know. Maybe reach out to more people. We are thinking to run ads, but to run ads we need budget for the ads. And for budget for the ads we need this QR code, and you're gonna get a book. QR code, book QR code, directly related.
Yeah. It's amazing, right? We've had people come and see us on Eventbrite. No advertising this time, right? It's organic, right? And we've had people come through from Eventbrite just coming across the intersection of entrepreneurship and faith itself, right? So we're very blessed to be able to have new people come and discover us that way. And we just want to spread the word a little bit more for our community for entrepreneurs in the faith, right? So yes, please feel free to consider Shine, come talk to Alex. Right? Thanks.
So it's actually quite easy. If you will go to facedriven.sg, this is our website. All the videos are here, all the content is here, the book is here, and WhatsApp community is here. And if you want to chat with me, it's here. And register for official FDE group, which is our group, is here. And the QR codes are even more conveniently here. So everything for you. And if you speak Chinese, here you go. And we have in multiple languages, so surely you wouldn't lose. Sorry.
No Russian there.
Yeah, so anyway, this is the important part. But I think let's move to the event. And today our topic is ministry indeed.
Yeah. So,
and as we always start from worship.
Great, yeah. It is session 7. There's some people who are asking, I said, oh, I didn't attend 1 to 6. Don't worry about it. Every time it comes in, it's different. There's new revelation for it. So feel free to come by, drop in, and then we'll be started again. So we'll lead into worship. We can just have you to rise with one song, and we'll get into the second after that.
Okay, so we are very welcome everyone who wants to lead the worship here. If there's some days that nobody wants to lead, then it's me. Those who come for many times, you know that I'm very famous for very great vocal skills. But we do it by faith, okay? And the song that everybody knows anyway.
Thank you for carrying all of us here today, Lord. It's so great. You are, Lord. Give thanks for the space you have available, gathering us all here as we come and worship you and we come and learn, Lord. It's like to walk in faith and business hand in hand together. As we come into this session 7, ministry indeed, as we watch this video, Lord, we pray that you grant us this revelation of how we walk in faith through business. All these little things are going to be redemptive, Lord. We know it's not easy. Pray that you will grant anyone who is asking, how do I bind business together with my Christian faith? How do I be faithful when I'm running a business? How do I manage profits versus compassion, Lord? And pray that you grant revelation to us, answers, as we all gather here today, Lord. Pray in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Now, as I said, if you know anyone who is in the worship ministry, please see that anyone in the worship ministry who would love to volunteer on every second Wednesday, and I have Carol and Alex always has to come by back up. Wait till he brings his accordion, if you haven't heard of it already. But yeah, so let's start this. We always start the session with a 1-minute introduction. We have about 20 folks over here, so that may take 20 minutes. But today, let's practice it like how startups do it. Really 1-minute elevator pitch. I'll remind you when the 10 seconds is approaching, and then cut off. But quick introduction of your name and your business or where you work at. What brought you here today? Why you're building what you're building. And quickly, a very, very fun fact. Maybe I can put my time on and see when I can do this in a minute. It's 2.5 minutes since I've tried that out. Right, so I mean, doing the introduction. Hi, name's Hayden. Right, my business here is with Xavier. So we do business governance and compliance, things like helping companies gain trust through certifications. Why I'm here is because a year and a half ago, I was very lost in the entrepreneurship world, and I came across this also on Eventbrite, and I thought, hey, it would be good to see what it is, right? Can I get a glimpse in my soul, and really through the power of testimony, is someone talking about this as well. And I've been, blessed ever since. It's never an easy road, it's always up and down, but through people, through learnings, the community, it really, really helps, right? So this is why I'm here. A quick fun fact that I have rehashed, right? My initial dream was to be a pilot, right? So I took a pilot's license. That was 12 years ago. It has expired, so unfortunately, if I want to go do it again, I'm going to take the course all the way fresh from the start. But once the startup gets successful and does that, then hopefully I'll get to reapply in real life again very soon. Right? That's myself. Yeah, that was 1 minute and 4 seconds, so actually really thumbs up. Start? Yeah? Just over here and then people can see you from there. Can I get the mic a little bit closer?
Okay, to the and yeah, currently I'm looking out for a job. So I'm personally a counselor for dynamic, so I study a lot of tools. So one of my fun facts is that so if I see you spot you sing a low down there,
Very good. That's excellent. That's 30 seconds. Very concise. Great.
I'm Stacey, so I actually kind of was forced to come here by a friend who couldn't make it. So I'm actually here in her seat, but just like even speaking to like those that I spoke to, I think this community is really amazing, and I can't wait to hear more stories from you guys as well. So I'm currently doing freelance work, mainly in like marketing, social media. Yeah, but I'm open, I don't know, after screen everyone's like, who knows, maybe my business will come out again. Thank you.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact about yourself.
Okay, I used to run a business for 8 years. So even though it doesn't look like it, I'm not very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
what business was it?
Fashion accessories.
That's the fun fact, right? Yeah. You Stacey.
My name is Regina. My business is company. I'm chairwoman. And what I do in my company is I help SME companies
Yeah. Thank you. Tell us how this, the crowd is that they want to know you.
So I'm running my Regina, and I deal with friends also. So I'm working in the pricing and finance function. From our floating components to pneumatic tools, and my members companies that I lead. And fun fact about me is besides my function, I'm also very interested in history. So next week I'm going to study European history in Europe.
Very nice. Any particular vertical that interests you in history? Oh, like which age? Vertical, like the Renaissance era, Napoleon, French history, like
European history.
okay, any particular country or
Renaissance.
Renaissance, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Joseph. I'm someone who is like that stage if I can. I enjoy the limelight. I'm not afraid of it. Well, the chartered accountant been doing the trade the last 8 years, was China 22 years, which I've observed tremendously in China. It's about Chinese and English basically. And well, what went actually here, I'm still doing jobs, looking for jobs right now. Basically what I like to do is to help small and medium-sized enterprise owners who are willing to look for either successor or investor or probably help them with packaging business so that somebody will be able to take over eventually. I also help to develop police and help them to develop internal controls, the business process, and the rest. My 10 year was in China for the last 2 years. We tried to achieve over there. And I'm extremely fascinated by sales, which is what the next journey I'm going to.
What's the fun fact? The product.
Fun fact. You can drop me any country. Get to know the people from there.
You speak multiple languages outside of the standard?
I speak the Chinese dialects, not some dialects, but Chinese.
Okay.
And the local dialects in China. African languages is new. I survey the new cultures quite easily. So more travels.
Thank you, Joseph. This is a non-judgmental space, so good time to practice. There's no wrong. Go for it.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Cyril Chua. I am invited by Idina. Okay, why I'm here, I also don't know. But she told me there's a faith entrepreneurship or something event coming up. I just say, okay, I'm coming. Yeah, because I was feeling very bored, very not say lonely, very like seeing nobody at home that kind of thing. So I thought now it's time to break the ice again. And actually, incidentally or not incidentally, I'm a financial consultant from HSBC. I think I don't want to promote that too much over here. So I want to be myself and share with you what I am as a person.
Fun fact.
Oh, I actually Vernon, right, took some time off to watch World Cup, and I don't have a particular country to support. I'll be hopefully watching the next few last rounds.
So you don't time off work to watch the World Cup. Don't time off work to watch the World Cup.
Time off, I'm a very free person, so I integrate everything in my life.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cyril.
Thank you.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Zach. I'm also a wealth manager and mortgage broker with Philip Capital. So, who got me here is actually one of my colleagues that meet Aiden, and like I already say, I would say this is one of the best networking sessions that I've been to. I've been to quite a few. My first day-driven networking session, and I feel it's really good in a way like. We come here not just to get something. Nobody go to a networking event to buy something, right? But we are pretending, right? So, but here is, I feel people are just really very genuine. Want to know what God wants us to do in our the position that He places us in. So fun fact is, I have a soft spot for elderlies in the companies.
Volunteer. Thank you.
Okay, for Angeline sake, I'm going to stay here. Quick trend. So I'm Stanley, I'm co-founder, or ex-co-founder of FX startup. Really good size startup, equipped to the size of 300 employees. We serve about 2,000 clients in 150 countries. So it's became mature. I have decided to step up a bit and I'm starting something new. So what am I doing? I'm going to be building a AI digital lab young professionals, my connections and knowledge in tech. So I will be able to some universities and also connect and schools. Fun fact, I'm a father of two.
Another thing.
I like K-drama. I think I watch more K-drama.
What's your favorite? I don't know K-drama. What's your favorite K-drama and your favorite actor?
Favorite recent one I'm watching with my wife is Royal Nemesis. Yeah. Thank you.
Tell me now.
You just take it, just break the trend. Just helping my business. We are in the life. Just feel understand something different. I never liked my name since young. Until someone told me that your name is actually stands for messenger. And that's that people are
That's very interesting fun fact, and I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Alright, well, join, okay. I'll say one thing, okay, now I say one thing.
Okay, I'm
I'm a center freak. Okay, when I join this thing, I'll say, thank God, after 32 years, there's a church, there's a Christian gathering for business so that I can use our talent to glorify Him in a way. So, after today off, I need to talk to you because God give me that talent. I can wow your event here. Especially coming 1st of August. I think so. Okay, what did I do? When I joined the group, I was called Thomas because the whole one now know God, now I'm the believer. So, but as of 4 months ago, when it becomes CK, I can grow. And what did I do? To keep it simple, my business is fun related. So my job is to teach people how to enjoy life until you make your maker. So I literally run. What do? I literally do bicycle. Okay, I'll text you later in the group. I literally run 9 different industries, all fun related. Cooking also, I think you can do cooking sometimes. I'm not sure. It's okay, can talk. I can do a lot. I develop also like many different for children. I think all here are children of God. Very consider children. Okay, to me, my job, my role from Him to give to me or give me so much attention to one thing really, to put a smile on your face and in your heart. Thank you. Thanks. My one fact is, I'm here to fulfill your need. Fun, at the end.
You ask me what acronym means. You've got a lot of acronyms. Answer it up.
A lot.
Good evening, my name is Matthew. I'm from a continent called India. Basically, I'm an Indian. I'm in Singapore for the last 4 years. Different kind of visa. Basically, I'm a stockbroker, investment banker, and a corporate finance. So I'm concentrating more into investments. Now, the question is why I'm here. I wanted to combine business with faith, and I've been able to do that ever since I started coming. And I have done my job by bringing my friend Rexina, and she has got about 10 people I am affecting minimum over here. Now, the fun fact is, I'm never serious. That's my problem. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
My name is Jason. I work in Spatial Support as a startup. So what we do is we build conversational AI models. So we can ChatGPT, right, but with a 3D model for the airplane, fridge, train. So instead of just manipulating text, right, through a text window, we actually can rotate like the fridge, we can put the details, we can zoom in on the train engine, and if you're a repair technician or something like that, you just talk to the model, hey, I see smoke coming up here, some crack here. Please help me to run through the diagnosis, right? And the model will have like thousands of pages of text on this particular train engine. And you immediately like zoom in on the particular fault, and then you can churn out the procedure to help the technician fix the train. Or if your fridge at home has a problem, right? The fridge, you can actually put like a fridge agent. The fridge agent will automatically diagnose it. Okay, there's some problems with the fridge, and then you send a signal to the repair shop. The repair shop will automatically buy spare parts and fix the problem. So So that's what my startup does. Fun fact, so one of my superiors, he is, I would call him an ex-Christian. He grew up in church, he was very religiously devout with you. But now he's starting to, these few years he's been doubting God, so going through a lot of difficult times, right? So I think for me as a fellow Christian brother, how do I, as his colleague, represent Christ well in this relationship? Through access, work, commitment, and also being a holy presence in his life. Someone who is doubting his youth, his first love with God. How do I show up? I don't believe that. Yeah, so I think it's helpful to hear some thoughts about this.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chong. So, what I do is senior business advisory with SME Center. So, what he does is basically to give to help company to provide grants, to apply for grants, start up all the way to a medium-sized company. So, in what brought me here, I got to know Alex in City Harvest in one of the events. So he was saying, he's with this thing with entrepreneur, something which kind of interests me, which about entrepreneurs and get into the community of faith-driven entrepreneurs, which kind of brought me here. So one fact, what I do is all free. Basically, that's what Enterprise Singapore also they provide this initiative to SMEs to know more about grants and business advisory and business matching.
Thank you. Come on, back over here. You introduce yourself. What brought you in? Have you? Okay. Yes, fun fact.
So you know those occasions they usually teach the house of Chinese right? It's by the way, this is why Fraser right because of the prominent committee director of the American college, yeah. So you can find, yeah. If you can attend the Harvard Business Review, they discuss the business strategy and engaging factor of this yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone.
I'm doing TikTok live stream and Shopee live stream. So I'm doing this like part time and still very new to this social media. So the fun fact is I was actually last time I was at the marina there. There's the sun there. So the reason why I go here the fun fact is because I met Mr. Simon. So he borrow money from me, but never return. So I even go and find an empty item and show me who is showing. Hoping to get back the money, but I'm not here to find trouble. I also don't want to get in trouble because I'm doing social media. I don't want to get myself into unnecessary trouble. Then, yeah, so I just come here, but he's not here, so I don't know because I'm doing a packing to my mother, so I try to speak to my mother about Jesus Christ. But it has been more than 3 to 4 years, I still cannot find the real Jesus Christ. So I have to say this out. And because I also mentioned, like last year, I was mentioning about prophetic also. Until now, I still cannot find the real Jesus Christ. And this is a fact. So I even go to the police, I go to find the anti-ever child. They tell me this is a cheating case. I'm not here to find the people, I'm just saying that I never lie and I really help. But yeah, I cannot be a scam. The anti-ever child.
some people are, thank you, AJ. And very interesting fact what brought you here today. I am all come from all sides.
Sorry,
No.
Let's say what has happened, at least account to God, I got ask me when I die.
No, that's the thing, we are all just accountable to God, right? Bad actors are not representative of the community of the faith. It is, and unfortunately, some people use God's name and name in that way, right? So it's not easy to manage, but it's very right. Hopefully, there'll be some people who can think of you and
Then I also like, since the corporate lawyer, like what is the CMI, what is probably really a lawyer, not
yeah, well, I think that's a brilliant rule. Yeah, check and see.
Lawyer also consider also. Yeah, it's in help, then because I need to answer my mother.
Understand. Okay, thank you. All right, so those are the introductions. Next, we will have a video. So what I'd like to request is to watch the video today, right? Maybe after the video, we'll get folks to share some revelations that you've seen from the video, how it's applied to life. We would really appreciate sharing. To me, I feel testimony is very, very important because your testimony can actually really combine to impact someone else and some of the questions or some of the challenges that they have, right? And it's tricky, but today's video will be driving trust, right?
When I first came out of college, my dad asked me if I wanted to consider coming back with him in a Volkswagen dealership we owned. And I told him that I first wanted to go to graduate school in theology because I wanted to ground my faith much more biblically and theologically as I went forward. And then that I wanted to do every job in a dealership and I want to get paid just like it. I remember working as a technician. And I'd been a really good student along the way, and I was a very average technician. And I remember struggling, and one time I'm working on this exhaust manifold, intake manifold, and I get rust in my eyes, it's burning up hot, and I'm like, why am I doing this? I could be in graduate school right now. I could have gone here. I'm doing this right now. But my idea was I want to actually experience the struggles everybody went through when they did their jobs. I did that for 4 years. And then I went back to graduate business school. I began to develop kind of some basic premise, and one of them was that what space had God given me to have influence? What does it mean for me to actually live love in that setting? And what does it mean to actually bring hope to these people's lives and encourage them as people?
You can be in the car business a lot of places, but if you want to do it differently and better, and you want to provide a very, very different experience for people, this is about the only place you can do that.
Everything that we do is about building trust with our customers, and I think Don has done a good job of instilling that in his management and his leaders in the company, how we take care of our customers, how we take care of each other as employees, and also how we look to serve the community that we live and work in.
This is, for a lot of people, the second most, and for some people, the most expensive purchase they're ever going to make. So to me, what's different about that is that we care that we're going to affect their whole life if we do this wrong.
If you looked in terms of biblical language and said, what do we want to be about? How does that give expression to what we're trying to do now in terms of what would be animating the culture or our ethos inside of our business? We said the first thing has to be trust. And to be a person that our organization is trustworthy, we have to ask, what does that actually mean? If you came in for service, what would that look like? If you came in and bought a car from us, what would that look like? And we deconstructed everything we did in the business, everything all the way. So you entrust your car to us, and you're at a really disadvantage. You don't know anything about cars, and you can't get around if you don't have a car. So it's pretty easy for somebody to take advantage of somebody else. What would that look like for us to say that could never happen here? And we came out and said, we can only give you one estimate. So we came back with more than we had to basically eat that. It means that if we didn't fix it right the first time, you never paid again. It meant that you couldn't be inconvenienced. We'd go pick up your car and bring it back to you. And the price that we quoted would never be more than that, no matter what. No matter if we made a mistake or not, it'd be done one time.
Some of the things that people experience out in the industry is just the hiding of information.
We do the opposite. We want to tell them every single thing. So us being profitable is not about us having more information than the customer. It's about us giving value and providing a really, really fantastic service for people, not only when they buy their car, but long after when they service their car.
If negotiation is basically based on asymmetrical knowledge, in the sense that I know something you don't know and I can use that against you, then we can't do that anymore. So we changed the whole way cars are priced, how we came to market. Instead of starting at the top and negotiating down prices, we came right up front with the price. We looked the way we appraised cars too. We went to the open books. You can see how we arrived at the price. In the financing world, long before there were caps on financing, we said we have to cap it. Doesn't make any difference what the law is. We have to cap it because we said your ability to negotiate should not determine the price you pay. It should be the same offer everybody gets. Warranties on our used cars, we put a 100,000-mile warranty on a used car. So we have to figure out how to manage that cost. So that meant we had to get better reconditioning. So we developed a very detailed process so we knew with confidence the car would really last. And then we put a money-back guarantee because we said that's what you would do for your neighbor. You'd be able to offer something back again. And people said, I must be crazy. They took all that. They said, well, if I said I was really going to treat a person like my neighbor or like a guest in my home, that's what I would do. So why aren't we doing that? How do we kind of re-engage in the trust relationships? Trust has underneath it keeping your promises, always, regardless of the cost. It means that you would never advantage yourself at the disadvantage of another. It means there can never be any language that's manipulative, deceptive, or puts you at a disadvantage. If you said, you can make $1 trillion, but we can't treat people like this anymore, or we can't treat customers like that, so I just don't want to make it. That's not success for us. Success has to begin in terms of we can be trusted to always do the right thing for our customer. A place that a person comes to work, they invest their scarce labor capital with me, and they get a full return for their life for having done so. And we're a place that our communities, that we really enhance the communities we're in, that we are a place that if we didn't exist, people wish we were there. Faith is something we actually exercise. It's not an abstract concept. And so how do we actually exercise faith? And love is something we actually live. It's not an abstraction, all right, but it's actually a lived movement in life. And hope is something we actually bring in our very presence. And so we want to connect those to people's lives and say, how do we help this be a place that's worth believing in? How is this a place where you believe you make a contribution and you make a difference in what you do? And how can this be a place where you feel connected as a human being?
You're surprised? One short video today only. Probably sometimes you have to go to 20 minutes, but I think it's also about the quality of the video. 1 billion in revenue, right? All from trusting and doing the right thing. I think we need to us, when we initially think of business, but not in faith, right? We're always like, how much money can I make out of it, right? I want to be a millionaire, like that. Now I need to make at least $1 billion, right? Because everybody's a millionaire. Inflation has happened already. And what made a successful business back then? Arbitrage of information. What you don't know, what I know, I can sell at a inflated price. That sounds right. I mean, that's the core fundamentals of business.
Essentially a lie.
Yeah, but no, not a lie. I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you the truth. You didn't ask for it. If you ask, I will tell you. But it's not something that you may have known, perhaps, right? So we really want to come by and discuss some of this content. Please do share, because everybody has a different perspective on each of this, right? On the very first one, really, it's like your customer is more than just a customer, right? It's your neighbor. For them, treat your customer as your neighbor, as your friend. What you would do for them, do it towards your customer. Would you like your neighbor? Would you cheat your neighbor, right? What would you change first if you kind of had had this? I guess in your current business or the way that you're doing things, right? Is there something that you would try and make a conscious decision to change? Not saying you're doing anything bad, but what would be right to do? Anyone have anything to share or an experience that they've had by changing something and it's really opened the gates of them, more customers to come in and flow? Yeah? CK?
Okay, to me, this one was very personal to me because I've been doing something for my neighbor for about a year already, and NUS, also the two annual the bosses, they just give me a appreciation of certificate for what I do because as I said already, I do think just like one thing really, I just want to make my resident happy, and what I do a monthly public bash for almost a year. I provide any activity for my resident for also a year. What they want, because okay, I think government try to do a government spirit for many years already. Why is never successful? Because of one thing, or Wi-Fi background thing. All the participants who do this, they inside their heart or in a business whatever, they got agenda. So it's not wrong to have agenda, but if they do it so obvious or all the participants are they never come the second time. So I do it in a way because I tell them, I see the place, got space ready. I saw it 3 months later. Wow, so boring. Yeah, I tell them, do you want me to help you? They say, okay, I'll help you. I have all the toys the senior used to play. They can use it for free. They just need to ask, can I play this? I just give. That's how I started. Now all my participants become my volunteer to when not there, they are there to make the thing happen. Now every day downstairs, coffee shop area or near coffee shop area, at least 20 people to 30 people, maximum 50 people. Just to have fun. Play carol, play card, Romeo, Kapupi, you name it. Yeah, just a simple heart. Same thing. Trust and obey, and also do it with your people heart. Because people can sense you're sincere. I know joking, people can sense it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, trust is really at the very core of everything that we do, right? And the basics that your customers trust you, they'll come to you, right? But sometimes it's just overplayed, right? When they do earn your trust, sometimes they get complacent. When they get to, they may think, okay, now they will buy at whatever price I put at or anything of the sort. Then don't let that complacency kind of creep in, right? Keep checking yourself, so we talk to them, making sure that you're always doing the right thing. We may say that, hey, we're building trust, we want to do the best for you. But deep down, you really do have to ask yourself, and keep checking yourself, right? And align it with God. Then, if Jesus was running this business, God was running this business, you do the same thing. I think that's one perspective that really someone shared with me, right? Whenever you ask, hey, should I make this business decision for XYZ? Flip it around. Look at God's perspective and ask. God comes and says, hey, you do this for XYZ. Then you sit, does that feel right? Right? If it doesn't feel right, then it may not be a business decision to go ahead with. Right? Especially when times you're really asking. And also, and nothing to hide. To them, they're open about how they run the economics of the business, right? Everybody knows business needs to make profit to stay afloat. And if anyone has anything to share, have you had a time whereby full honesty has sometimes cost you something? Or yeah, please.
Just got a question, because I'm doing pricing. Yes. So I wonder how it's so really profitable because no company will share their cost to customer.
I may not have the exact,
just very.
Of course. I may not have the exact details of everything, but at the end of the day, a business is made to profit. So if someone comes and asks, like, hey, why does this car cost $20,000, right? When you buy it from the manufacturer at $9,000. So you can say, hey, logistics cost and all that, blah, blah, blah. I need to make a profit, I want to pay salary, staff, overheads. Plus, how they do their pricing for the repairs, right? Their ups and downs. Maybe think of it in a way like it's operating like a non-profit with open books. And I tell you, I've seen some association and non-profit books, right? They hold millions of dollars in cash on hand at the bank. So if you never knew they were non-profit, that's a very profitable business, right? But it's not wrong, in my opinion, right? Business is meant to be made, as long as I'm not harming you, right? Why is price at 20,000? It's because XYZ. Would you like to pay that 20,000 for the car? If not, you're welcome to go shop around at other places. Maybe you might not find as good as a deal elsewhere. Versus another car dealer that says, hey, I have it at 19,000 best price guarantee, right? Hey, the cheaper than 4. How do you get it at $19,000? It's like, oh, we know the suppliers, we know the suppliers, they're not open about it. But you think it's a good deal. There might be some hole or slip up in the entire supply chain somewhere. Maybe some corruption somewhere along the way, or maybe some different parts usage or something of that sort, right? Or your after sales guarantee isn't as good. So these are just some speculation of why you'd rather be open. It's also peace of mind. I mean, the way I look at it, I have nothing to hide. I tell you what it is. If you'd like to come and buy the car from here, you'd like to do business with me, then we're the right fit. If not, thank you very much. And once again, we've walked away from customers who kept pushing on price, who kept saying, I need this and all that. It's like, we can't really budge anymore. We are sacrificing the cutting law of corners in order to onboard you as a customer. But I cannot cut further. If you like to, and you don't see the value in it, you're welcome to find someone else. Don't hurt feelings. And it's just not right. We don't have to win everything. I think if God has the right doors open at the right time, that no may be good for you at that point. It doesn't always have to be yes, I have to get everything.
I just want to share a real life example. In my own company, I built trust, number one, with my employees. Number two, trust in my advisory board. Number three, trust with the investors. And I'm really tasked to negotiate whenever the clients cannot meet the investors' needs, terms and conditions. So there's a lot of negotiation, there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of compromising, there's a lot of things that we share open book with our employees, our management board, investors. This is how we can deal with them. And it's not so easy because a real life example is I'm actually starting a Cambodia microfinancing outlet. We're going to open 5 outlets in Cambodia using 5 million Sing dollars. And then we have to use our own success fee that earned to compensate for the introducer and pay for my employees' benefits and accommodation so that we can get the job. And as the management board, we are also making a sacrifice, not only any salary, until the business brings even. So we are really channeling all of the profits to our people on the ground so that we can run the business. And so we also offer them equity as well, employee shares benefit scheme, so that we can run the business. And so these are some of the day-to-day things that I have to work on. And really rely on the cloud system to work with them and how to negotiate with them, how to get them to see our perspective or see the perspective, compromise, and work together in the long haul. And also, most importantly, is the work culture. Because if the work culture is toxic, your best advice will be very strong as you. Because of the toxic work culture, the business will suffer. So I always try to maintain zero people in my company. Problem, help us, message us, we will discuss it, then we'll bring it to the board to solve the problem. So this is how we actually run our business in our company.
Thank you. I think the world will benefit a lot more, obviously, if we were more open, right? The businesses were more open. You see publicly traded companies have open books, but that's only on very surface level and everything, right? You see a lot of things that will be out there. And we all crave for this transparency because trust is really eroding in this world right now. Trust is the hardest thing to do right now, right? And everything. So even more so than now, right? Online perfect. Third, who absorbs the cost for all these things, right? For them, with Flow, when a repair is going late due to their own faults, too many cars, assembly line staff, what's wrong? Flow takes the cost rather than pass it on. So, does anyone have any example where you had not asking to bear the cost for clients, customers, even though it's very hard, right? I think to us, we all hate to see lots of leakage in yield. No, I mean, yeah, it's very true, right? There were some months where we were running the rent. So it's not a huge amount, right? But we will take it out. personal pockets to do so. I know some folks who run a church, right? And they're very open with their finances. They show their month-on-month cash inflow, outflow, because they want to share. Not to tell people to donate more, although that may be part of it, right? To tithe more. But really, who's absorbing the cost at the point? Luckily, there's cash and balance. Church knows during that period how much cash you have is how long they can last, right? Your cash burn rate there. But why absorb the cost? Because rather than shame or blame or obligation for themselves in this, they know they can, they do it because it's of servitude still, right? They believe that that's the important part of the business. For them, flow, right? So just put once, people feel so much confidence that, okay, $5,000 for repair. I could maybe get it somewhere else for $4,500, but it could go up to $6,000, $7,000 if it's worse, right? That also may be an advantage and something for them. They're willing to bear their risks. Anyone sharing in your businesses or your?
I recently had a conversation with one of the partners from the UK. We started a new company, and we had some deal with him that he signed without really looking into it. I don't know, maybe it's a style or something like that. And I face a problem because when you try to follow the FDE style of doing things, you usually give the price that is comfortable. Not because, you know the rules, right? Oh, okay, give something very high, then cut the cost, and then the person will feel the win actually. That's exactly what you want. Here I call everyone just to give the price that it should be, and have an open conversation. Why is that? But the problem is that on the other side, there could be just a businessman used to everyone cheating effectively. So if you give some price, by default assume that this is definitely much higher than actually you could afford. And I kind of get into this trap because he's not Christian, he's not a FDE follower, despite all my attempts to talk to him, and hopefully he will, but right now he's not. And we signed a little deal, and then we started working, and then when the first cash started coming in, he came back to me and said, can we make it, I don't give the numbers in the year, but effectively 2 times better for you. Because, hey, you know what, you do it so far, definitely kind of, whatever kind of margins and everything. And that's here where I realized the extreme power of truth. You know what, when you just speak things as they are, and just truth, no one can defeat you ever, at all. This actually is the best business strategy in my opinion. Because if people are uncomfortable with speaking truth, I'm not sure this is going to be a long-lasting relationship anymore. Because you will be moving FDE way, and then they will be moving their way, and the gap will be bigger and bigger, and you will anyway quarrel maybe at the time when, when the deal is, when the money is much bigger than, a few thousand or $100,000. But when they are ready to listen, it's just so easy. You don't even need to have a negotiation skill. You can only say yes is yes, no is no, and the only thing you need to add is because you really want. And it was so cool. That guy told me a few times, just to finish it. He told me a few times, I'm a master of manipulation. I'm so good sales because I can manipulate anyone. And probably that was the first time he couldn't manipulate me at all. Because instead of saying, oh, let me think, or, how about we do this, I just say, no. Because, here we go. And if you say something against me, I say, did I do that with you? You don't trust me. Okay, if you don't trust me, that's a big issue. You shouldn't do this. And nothing about manipulation works. I'm applying it, I'm trying to apply it everywhere, but this one was a really big partnership. And it 100% worked. So why not try to inverse what business schools teaching you about psychology, getting through prices once, super high, so I will middle one because psychologically it feels better. high and low down so that people feel that you actually compromise. Instead of this, why don't you just speak truth? And honestly, even this example, when you have taking the cost of repairs when things don't go wrong, I think it's perfectly fine to tell a customer, hey, if it will go wrong, I'm going to cover it. And all things will go wrong. That's why my price is this. And if I make it cheaper, then I cannot be doing the service I'm doing. And honestly, for you as a consumer, this customer, it doesn't make sense. Then that's fundamental misalignment. I'm not sure we should actually have that kind of customer. There will be always another customer that will actually buy it, not buy means buy, but buy as an idea. And then it also will become an opportunity for us to get one more source in. We will be giving a very good example. It's so simple.
I mean, we are the stewards of all of this, right? We represent the community, we represent God through businesses in our lives, right? It's, in this instance, more for business, and it's front-facing. Right? A lot of people again separate business from faith, and they do find out that you're on faith, but you never talk about it when you're doing business, and they're like, oh, now you're using this angle. Always be upfront, right? I am like this because I believe in God, I believe doing the right thing. And it will show in the business. There's so many times whereby we say we walk by faith, not by sight, right? The running joke in the entrepreneurship community is want to be closer to God, be an entrepreneur. Every day we pray, right? Pray for the next breakthrough, pray for the next round of funding, pray for something, right? And it has a lot of ups and downs. But really through this journey, it's not me. No. It may seem from the outside God is not working out for you. It's not true. Why don't you look at the times whereby He has helped you and know that whatever trials and tribulations, He'll bring you out of that. Because He's done it before. Right? He's done it before. He's a good God. Yeah.
Hello. So just share a testimony. This is not about me, but this is what I see. So I work in Phillip Capital. So the chairman of Phillip Capital, Chairman involved me. So one thing that he did was, of course, the business. So for him, he didn't want to lease Phillip Capital. So Phillip Capital is still privately owned, and that is not because he want to protect the elderly workers who has quite the number of years with him since the early days. So there are a lot of reminders in our company that isn't producing any revenue for the company, but he still keep them. He still kept their office, kept their seats and stuff. So I think there's a reason why God placed us in the marketplace in doing entrepreneurship. I think that's one thing that Chairman Lim did, which is to protect the family, the right of all these people. And if he listed his company, probably he has to answer to shareholders, he has to fire all these people that's not generating profit and stuff. So I think that's, when we talk about love built to the system, that's what that my company chairman did well. Yeah. And also, I think also one thing also to encourage everyone here is also that I think we also have to know our identity, that we are a son of God, and God owns everything in this world. If He wants to give us anything, He will give it to us. Yeah. The street of the heaven is made of gold. So I think the root of all this also one thing is it's a mindset. I think Flo, he has abundance mindset. That he knows that he doesn't have a mindset of lack, he doesn't have a mindset of fear. Because I feel why do we want to hide something? It's because there's a fear, a mindset of having lost abundance. That's why we fear. So I think one thing that for me as a wealth manager in my company is I share with my colleagues about how I do presentation. I share with them how I do my work, how I do my closing, especially people who are new to the industry. And I feel that is something that because even if let's say they know all these things, all the business strategies or whatsoever, right? I feel everyone is still to each his own. Everyone how we're going to do it is still up to us. So I think to the crowd here who has like you are placed in a place where you own a company and stuff, like that's where God placed us into a place of influence. And once we have a balanced mindset, I don't think that there are things that we really need to hide. And actually God is the one who fight for.
That's what we say every meeting. We say, hey, just making decisions right is one thing, but you are in a very special place as an entrepreneur. Can you set up goals for yourself every week? I mean, already doing that. Can you set up a goal for yourself to actually spread the growth, the word, the people that you can influence, that you on you see how you take this as an example. I think this is very important role of entrepreneurs, not just from the perspective of building up a business in the right, but also from the perspective of how many people we affect. And I have a personal trick about this, that God will only let us manage a bigger business if we are first and foremost able to handle it, because it's just so hard to push the camel through the needle, right? That's the first thing. But the second one, if we're actually capable of deliver and grow His kingdom through the people that are our customers and our clients, right?
Another thing I want to share is I actually took another initiative to set up a project from my founder group. So we bought pastors for the needs for the orphanage, the villages, and elderly homes. And then we employed our own services, capacity development, construction, getting food and vegetables from China, buying supplies for the uniforms, shoes, books, stationery, everything from China, and sending the markets to the ministries that we need there. So I'm actually quite happy with this project now. We have close to the ministers from Pakistan, India, and Africa, Germany, and else. So we are looking towards building 2 schools in Indonesia using 3D classroom, 3D construction using technology to reduce the cost, reduce the manpower, reduce the material cost, and save time to use it. So this is something that I'm actually focusing a lot on, and we have a partner and partners that are very serious about this.
Well, every time you're sharing, I'm just getting so encouraged because you're telling us about new things that you guys are building. It's actually, and thanks for bringing so many people in here. I mean, it's amazing. You're really helping us a lot just to spread the word about the community. I think what I want to ask one. I'm just personally curious. So, how many of you have worked in a corporate, not in a startup, not in your SME business, but in a corporate with all the politics structures and stuff? Can you raise your hand?
Used to be that.
Great. Okay. So now I'm talking to the very beginning of the video. He say, I just had to go into the workshop and do every single thing by myself. I have another example. I'm from Russia originally, right? So the Russian Tsar, the King Peter, he went to Europe for I think 10 years to work as just a worker in a shipyard to learn how to build ships so he can come back and build the fleet. That's exactly the same entrepreneurial attitude. But you know, when I was hiring people into my company, those who had a corporate background, I found that actually struggling to do things that actually not worthy their skills, experience, and stuff. So I'm just wondering, do you have any personal experience of getting into the dirt and do things by yourself, and some past experience, given the past experience of being a corporate with lots of assistants where everybody had their own task and stuff? How did it help? Did it help your business? Was it a stopper? Any comments about it? And that's probably quite a bit. after working in corporate, is it difficult to go back and do everything by yourself, from moving chairs to swiping the floor to doing account interaction service with the customers? How does it affect your face, or how face affects the attitude of you doing this?
It's not difficult.
You got the microphone.
Evening, Andy here. When you change from a corporate to your own, you know what you are going to. In a corporate, you have things ready made. These people comes and sleep the floor in the morning. 10:30 you have the coffee and Tuesday break. Everything will be arranged in the cafeteria or wherever. 4 o'clock the tea comes, 6 o'clock you straight. But when you are starting on your own, the scene is totally different. You are your own chauffeur, you are your own cook, you are cleaner. Of course, whatever you get outsourced is a different matter. So when you are changing from a corporate setup to an individual office or an entrepreneurship, you should be ready for anything. There's nothing to hold you back. You can't say I was the CEO of so and so. I mean, I'm citing a couple of incidents.
I'm very lucky I was never a CEO of a
Yeah,
corporate.
no, what happened is one of the bank CEOs in India, after retirement about 2 years back, he went to one of his own branches. And he had to wait for about 10 minutes to see the bank manager. Okay, he was a CEO, what's up with it? So what? I mean, once you retire, in Hindi, we call it procedure budget. What you say in English, he's laying on the chair. See, you are sitting in a chair, people respect you. But then you are out of it. You are just like any other CR. You are sitting on a chair. Once you are out of it, you are just like any other citizen. You are not different. So, be ready when you are venturing out on your own. You have to.
And reality.
Whatever you cannot outsource, you do it. Whatever you can outsource, you do outsource.
There's another
Things you do yourself.
one big thing
And
about
that's where the success comes from.
technology is making nature and making younger, more energetic people more powerful than us while we're growing up. The only thing that we could really accumulate and guide is on the wisdom and our faith, making decisions in such a way that we give a good example to them, and everything else will be faster. It's unavoidably will be in a situation when somebody much cheaper and doing something much better and doing everything by yourself in your own SME or in a company, you kind of downgrade. But you will never downgrade in your face. You will continuously grow. You will not downgrade the fluids that you spread around yourself, and actually that would differentiate the real leader and everyone else who is sitting in the chair. It's how you say it, right? So I think we just get a couple of announcements here as well. So one is this: we got a donor that continuously supported us so much. Sure, and since she come a few times here, this like we decided to feature her a little bit. Maybe you already know her. She's running a business elsewhere. It's a fashion tech business. It's a very mature Singaporean entrepreneur that, if you hear her story, she was down so many times. She also said, "What is my CEO?" So she was sitting on the roof of the shop house and praying, "God, help my pay the salary. Still 3 days left, and I don't have any money. But your CEO will provide. He can always provide." And she always provides locally too. She just every time we get an event, she can come out to the US. She's supporting us, and I think this is another example of ways we all should take. Thank you, Sharon, for supporting this movement so much. Thank you for supporting this call so much today as a Karen space. We also have our books. If you haven't gotten the book yet, we actually have a couple of books left. This is a Face Your Entrepreneur book. It has 8 chapters. Each of them corresponds to one of the videos. So if you came here at least 3 times and you don't have the book yet, there is your pen. I'll give you one. They don't have it yet, right? Okay, yeah. Now, my favorite, if you haven't come 3 times, but you still want the book, use the QR code. Support us. And you might find the book useful. I think actually it's like $40 on Amazon or something like this. So it's actually quite a bit of way if you go for this 10 months. So consider it as an installment. Anyway, please come again. Your second time, next time I'm going to give you the book. And one thing about this community is that we are always looking for new videos. So it's not a foundation study where we just keep repeating the same thing, but we're always looking for new materials. So some of the people say that, hey, you know what, I already went through foundation study, I don't need to come anymore. No way, we're here always, every month for you, maybe not here, but some other place, but we're always in Singapore, always for you there. On the second Wednesday of the month, 6 p.m. Say 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Second Wednesday of the month. Third Wednesday, right? Second, yes, exactly. Second Wednesday of the month. At 8 p.m., correct? No, 6 p.m. 6. That's how we say it, 6, right? 6 p.m. Second Wednesday of the month. We are running FTE, and we have always different materials. The webinar here. We have a lot of partners supporting us. And there will be one special FTE related thing that we wanted to announce. So, do you know this guy, Kenmin? So FTE is a global movement, right? It has, I think, 25,000 members across the world. Kenmin is running the whole Asia. He's very young, but already can run the whole FTE in Asia. He lives in KL, but on the 29th of July, he will be here. The space is booked. That's the place where we ran last time, in the Father's house. So come for this event. There will be a lot of sharing. There will be a vision of where FTE is moving. So you kind of follow us like a board of directors. I'm on the board. I'm not on the board either. You can feel this way. And I'm sure it will give quite a bit of interesting updates about what they do in Africa, for example. We get some African community members, what they do in the US, what will be the conference in September, etc. Is it the last slide? Oh yeah. So next session is business as a mission. It's about a topic we just raised. How do we not just make it 1 FTE, but 10 FTEs? This group has contributed to, one is for financial professionals in Singapore, one more in Taiwanese, and Taiwanese was the first ever run Taiwanese FTEs, it's very cool. And they are doing very well, they are 18 years, they actually gathered quite a number of people. Apparently there's a lot of Taiwanese who wanted to find a local one, but they didn't. So we kicked that off. But you could too. You could start one in your community, in your company. Facebook London have Alpha started in T2. Yes, it could be a really big company as well. You could do it too. So the next session will be about this topic, about growing it. And I think just one more time, if you haven't scanned any of the QR codes or anything, from today, literally, yesterday didn't come, today come, right? And you'll always have now. At least I've followed that way for 1 year, so it's 1 year. So, faith-driven.sg. We got the videos, we got the WhatsApp group, with my contacts, Aiden's contacts, we got the book, and we get official link to our registration there. So just go to faith-driven.sg, faith-driven Singapore, right? So just faith-driven.sg, and you'll find all the information there. This is all purely volunteer-led, so we just have a heart for this movement for God what we do. We also have some food, which is there.
Yep.
Yeah. So we finish this meeting. Our fellowship.
We'll get the fellowship and just really appreciate it. Everybody, 1.5 years, you've seen the community come by and shape, and we're really appreciative of how it's come by, right? Obviously, there's some ups and downs. We're very appreciative of people not hard selling anymore, right? I mean, sure, we would love businesses about profit making still, but when the right person comes to buy, and there's the right opportunity to share, we do that, right? But not the hard sell. This community isn't BNI. put it that way, right? And some people come, nothing wrong with BNI, right? Nothing wrong with BNI. But some people come and assume, oh, look, it's an entrepreneur networking event. Good, I can come and sell to people over here.
I want to eat already. Stop.
Great, see? That's why I should have let you know, very, very long winded. But let's get started. You just need a talk, right? A little bit past that. You have pizza available over there. Feel free to come up and good fellowship, right? Thanks again, Kenny, for having the space at Kairos over here. And we hope to see you on the 29th, or Wednesday 29th, for the FDA. 30th, 31st, there's something happening at the Asia Pacific Redemptive Business Summit. I'll put more details in the group to share about that. FD is also a partner. Okay, going. Bye!